first one is to acknowledge that every challenge human beings face starts in the mind. All that we like, if there is a situation that's not comfortable between two people, it's because somebody thinks this way and another thinks another way. I mean, we can look at war, we can look at um, dire situations like divorce, or expelling someone, or firing someone. We can look at all those things, and they all uh, boil down to the same thing: how we see things, how we think, okay, and how we feel about something. So that's something that we need to look at today, that every problem every problem starts in the mind. And likewise, every solution can also be found in the mind as well. The way problems happen in our minds has to do with how we process information. So that the problem can be created if we are processing the information we are receiving incorrectly. Let's say your partner or team member says something. Maybe you were trying to communicate something, and your partner or team member understood you in a totally different way from what you were trying to convey, and they start attacking you. It shows that some problems are not actually problems. It's just that we didn't understand, or some people didn't understand the information or process the information correctly. Let's say, um, let's go back to the example I just did now. You are saying something, and someone says, wait, before you even uh, finish saying whatever you're saying, this person stops you. Wait, 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 wait. I don't understand something. Firstly, depending on how you feel that day and where your mindset is, you might think that this person is rude. So you might feel offended, or you might feel disrespected. And now, if you react at that moment, you might escalate something that didn't need to be escalated. And let's say this person is stopping you and saying, okay, no, I don't understand what you're saying. When you say this, do you mean this? And then now, after they ask their question, then you realize that, oh, okay, you were understanding them wrongly. They were not disrespecting you. They just wanted clarification. But now, if you are processing the information quicker, like faster than it happened, you might start attacking this person like, why are you disrespecting me? Or you can't stop me when I'm speaking and whatever. And now the workplace turns into a war zone. But now, when we take time to understand what the other person is saying and to process the information, then we get to take and be in the right perspective to answer or convey whatever we wanted to convey. The other way we turn to process information in a problematic way, it's because of how we are programmed. From the very first day we come here on earth, we are programmed, and we learn how things work on earth, if I can put it that way. So, but that on its own is a programming, like the language and relating to people, and you know, we are programmed. Yes, we have our own ways of understanding things and capturing things, but now there is a way where we are programmed. If this thing happens, this thing must be done. If this thing doesn't happen, this must be done. So the way we are programmed also affects how, like, it affects our perspective and how we process information. So we need to be very, very careful with that, because all of us go through programming. I mean, we program ourselves when we are meditating on something and thinking, oh, this thing over and over and deciding on how we see it. We are programming our minds. Okay, so in our societies, there are societal standards that we somehow keep, or we somehow are against. If we, for example, um, I know that when I get into a taxi, if I take a taxi, when I get into a taxi, I greet people. I don't know these people. I might not know them, but it's like a norm in our societies to greet when you enter into a taxi, rather than to just open, um, get inside, sit down, close, and you keep quiet. We have this unspoken understanding that, dumelang, and they greet back, and you can keep quiet after that. It's fine. You've done your thing. So we've got those things. Those are programs that we have. So now our workplaces also have such, not such, but they have their unique programs. Every workplace has its own unique programming, and some are unspoken, some are known and well communicated, and they affect our perspective. One thing that we need to understand is that we don't all come from the same background. We don't all see things the same. We don't all have the same perspective. Even if the same information is conveyed, we don't see it the same way. We don't process it the same way. Um, so we need to have to bear that in mind in our workplaces as we interact with people, actually wherever we are in our lives, and in our personal lives and in our professional lives. We need to bear that in mind, that we don't see things the same. Okay, and one thing we need to do is we need to remember that we are not there to compete. Okay, we need to remember that we are not in our workplaces to compete with each other. Yes, I know there might be one position open and five people might be applying for that position, but we shouldn't fight, like, physically, or like, start saying bad things, or things like that, for that position. The right person, if the process is done well, will get the position. If you are the right person, if the process is done well, and there's integrity, then you will get that position. But if you're not the right person, you won't. The right person will get it, and it's okay. But now, what I'm trying to say is, all of us in that workplace are there for the same goal. the goal of doing whatever that, like for example, with my business, um, in the publishing section of my business, the people that I work with when it comes to editing and proofreading people's stuff, okay? Me and them, me hiring them as freelancers, uh, we are there for the same goal. It's not like I should compete with them or they should compete with me for the work, because it doesn't make sense. We have a client who wants their document to be edited. They come to me because my company offers those services. Now I hire a freelancer who to edit and proofread this document. Now why should we fight? You understand? Yes, unless if they're not doing things right and they're, ruining my reputation and stuff like that, then we can sit down and discuss whatever that's happening, because that work might not be as important to that freelancer as it is to me, because to that freelancer it might just be the money that drives them to do the work. But for me, it might be, yes, the money, but also my reputation, because it's my business that this client is coming to. The client doesn't know the name of the freelancer. They don't know what they look like or anything like that. They know me and my company and my brand. So it's very important for me to maintain my reputation, but it might not be necessarily important for the freelancer. It should be, because if they're not delivering like good work, I won't call them again, you know. So, but now, if there is a project that you are working on, you and your colleagues, and you're fighting to be the leader, and this one is fighting to control, and this one is fighting for their point and whatever. I mean, if you only had 2 hours to work on that project for that day, the fighting is disturbing everyone, because at the end of the 2 hours, you won't have anything to show, you see, because two people in the group were fighting against each other, and now it's affecting all 7 of you. So we need to understand that in a workplace, we are there for the common goal of helping the business to grow, of serving the customers of the business. That's how it works. So it's not a competition. It's not this one is better than that one or whatever. You understand?
Growing in life stronger, deeper and grounded in your word. I am more livelier. I'm flying high, reaching